babies. Hello, mommy's honey bunnies.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Mocha Homestead. Today, let me turn around. Today we are going to get these fruit trees fertilized. I'm just getting home from work and I need to get it done. I did not get it done yesterday before it rained, and I am going to get it done today. But let me show you my babies. Look at them. Hey, sweeties. Look at my two babies. I'm hoping to get some more chicks here in a little bit, but everybody was buying them up, so I couldn't get any. We're going to see if we can get some here this weekend, possibly. There's your favorite friend. She has taken to something called ribbon dancing. Good job! Good job. Y'all, look at that. My peach tree is loaded. Let's hope we can get some of these as peaches. But we are going to fertilize this tree. We are going to fertilize this pear tree that is actually has a lot of buds on it. Let's see if I can get close to one. Has a lot of buds on it, as well as this pear tree that's actually starting to have flowers. Let's see. Right there. So it has a bunch of flowers on it, as you can see on the ends. I'm excited about that. I am starting to see some leaves as well popping up on my berry bushes, so that tells me that they are starting to wake up and I need to get these fertilized. So let me get started. So these are the two fertilizers that I am using. I'm using this for my peach and pear trees and my apple tree. I'm still going to fertilize it, even though I think I'm going to replace it. And I'm using this for all of my berries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some of this mulch back, and then I am going to mix the fertilizer into the top layer and put the mulch back.
Can I look at the camera? Are we putting in the fertilizers?
Yes.
What are fertilizers? What are fertilizers?
So these actually come like steaks, and
Steaks? Yummy!
You push them down into the soil, and then you cover them up. And I may need to put some more soil because I see that there's some roots right here, so I may put some more soil. I have to get some more soil, and we're just going to cover this back up. Once I get some more soil, I'll pull all of this back, put some more soil, but you have to be careful because you don't want to cover this where the tree was grafted. So I have to be careful about that. I'm going to put this back so that I can set up irrigation when it's time. And then we're going to move to the next plant. We're going to find a spot where we can stick. I'm going to pull these out.
How long is it going to take?
Not long. I'm going to pull all the weeds out that are around it. So that they're not stealing nutrients from our tree. And then we're going to pull the pot back We're going to stick this in. We're going to use this top. And then we're going to cover it back up. It's that simple. We're going to do the next one. We're going to rinse and repeat. And we're even going to pull out all of the small weeds because small weeds turn into big weeds. But this straw has done a really good job of keeping the weed pressure down, actually.
Mama.
Yes.
I'll try to catch my ribbon one when I throw it up in the air. But only I can only do it with my mouth.
Okay.
And sometimes girls do ribbon dancing, but at the end they end in a split and then they catch their
Alrighty, let's move on to the berry bushes. So for the berry bushes, this is a little bit different. And now that I'm looking at this blueberry bush, I see that the soil is really low on this blueberry bush. So I need to get some soil and lift this up and put soil in here because this is really low. It is about halfway full. This, let's see. This one over here, I can actually fertilize because it does have enough. This is a newer blueberry bush, and so I filled this one up. But these two, let's see if I can back up some. These two right here, this one and this one over here, I do need to fill some soil. So I'm going to, and I see one of my raspberry bushes looking the same way, but it's a very teeny tiny raspberry bush that I think has died. And so are my blackberries. I may wait and fertilize everything, but they're starting to have flowers on them. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on fertilizing until I can get soil to fill these up, because if I fertilize and then put the soil in there, I don't want the fertilizer at the bottom of the container, if that makes any sense. I don't want it to, the rain through the season, to wash it out the bottom versus having it at the top and it washes it down to the roots. So I think I'm going to hold off on that right now, and I will get some soil this weekend and come back to that. However, look at what I do have. This is absolutely beautiful. It was a teeny tiny plant that I found in the garden, and I just picked it up. I recognized it from one of my herbal books, and I picked it up and planted it over here in my perennial flower bed, and look at that. We also have, looks like a little bit of spring coming in. Let's see. Right here, there are several of my, what are these? My lilies coming in. As you can see, I have a lot of weeds and some wildflowers and things that are coming back as well. But my lilies are starting to come back. These are oriental lilies. And then I have some daylilies on the edges that are coming back that I need to trim the old branches off of. And look at that dandelion. Isn't she a beauty? I may be pulling her soon. But yeah, so it looks like things are starting to wake up in the garden. which I am happy about. I still need to clean this side of the garden. I never got over here. I still need to get all of these old vines up and clean that weeded area over there and my strawberry patch. But other than that, it is coming along pretty well. So I am excited. A view. This is after 2 days of the coop being cleaned, and that is an automatic coop door where my chicken is standing. This is their water container. We have the nesting boxes here, and then we have their feed container here by the door to make it easier for me to access it. I have this bar right here to keep the bedding from coming out, and I just remove this whenever I want to clean it. But this is a view. Let me step back a little bit.
And they pooped on the stick.
Of my chicken coop.
They pooped on the stick.
The white is not poop.
It is.
It's not. It's powder. It's called diatomaceous earth.
Ooh. I thought they pooped on. What color is chicken poop?
And they are wanting me to move so that they can figure out what I've added to the coop, which is nothing. But I'm going to let them have their space. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to put this soil in this blueberry plant just to top it off. Thank you. My helper has quit on me. Go in the house. Alrighty, and I'm going to bring some mulch back out here maybe after it rains and put on top of this one, but this one is ready to go. And then for this one, I am going to actually have to pull this one out, put soil in the bottom, and put it back. Let me grab my gloves because I see something thorny. Let me see if I can get you guys a better view of what we're looking at. When you are dealing with blueberries, it is best to clean out like any weeds you see. Like this green thing is either a weed or a rogue raspberry bush. It's looking like a raspberry vine that maybe a berry had trailed over into this pot last season. But because blueberries have shallow root systems, it's best not to have anything competing with its root systems. Here's another one. Okay, so let's see. Let's put my irrigation back in this one. And let's move the irrigation first. I'm going to slide this one out just a little bit, if I can, so I can reach it. Ooh, there's a lot of worms under there. Okay. So I'm rolling it to try to loosen up the soil a little bit. I'm going to try not to damage this one. So we're just going to pull it out. Oh, that's a good worm. Mr. Worm, don't crawl away. And as you can see, the roots had started to go to the bottom. So I'm going to fill this with soil and then put this back in. Whew. I think I'm going to get a little bit more soil. Okay, that should be enough. I'm just breaking up the clumps of soil. I'm going to put a little bit more fertilizer. And mix this in. Whew. Now we got to put this back. Oh, that's heavy. Okay. And now we can fill in the soil around the sides. I think we're pretty much done with this one. And of course it's going to rain tonight, so it will wash all of this and help it settle. And we'll see if there's some gaps tomorrow that need to be filled in. So as you can see, this blueberry bush is already at the level that it needs to be at. I just need to clean the weeds out and give it some fertilizer. So we're going to do that. Man, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to fertilize this one and put it back. Okay, on to the next one. So it appears that there's a blackberry vine that has made its way into this pot. And we do not want blackberries over here. Blackberries have their own space. And so we are going to try to get this out. Without harming the blueberry. That's the key. Okay, raspberries. More raspberries. The danger with the raspberries hanging over is that I do not have thornless raspberries. Mine are thorned. Let me unhook this. And this is a Blu-ray blueberry that I got from Stark Brothers. So let's pull this out. Okay, and here is the wayward blackberry cane. And it appears that there's another one that is in my raspberry bush. We are going to probably transplant this over there with the blackberries. Okay, so this one, as you can see, also needs more soil. So we're going to follow the same process as we did for the other one. Oh, this one is heavier. Okay, I'm going to need another bag. Didn't want to do that and disturb the roots. Now we got to fill in soil. All right, so we're going to put this one back and put the irrigation back in. So I think that's all we're going to have time to get done today because I am racing the rain and I can feel the raindrops. So I will be back to finish this area. Let me show you. These plants down here, those last two blackberries, I got to figure out how to add soil. And I think this raspberry in the blue pot may be getting overcrowded by this big raspberry here. So I got to figure that out. But I will be back, you guys. Guys, for coming along while I fertilized the trees and showed you the chicken coop. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow us over on Instagram, where we share pictures and up-to-date images and videos of our garden more frequently. And until next time, see you later.